Happy St. Patrick's Day. Go crazy, but don't go too crazy. Be safe out there. There are 2 inspirations for this video. 1, St. Patrick's Day. It's not today, but it is today from when this video is scheduled to go up. So happy St. Patrick's Day. Don't pinch me. I do in fact have green. Just pretend it's in my shirt. I didn't want to make a hole in my shirt, but pretend it's there, okay? Anyways, Irish Wish. Have you seen the trailer for Irish Wish? Actually, by now it's come out. But by now it hasn't come out. It comes out on the 15th. But the Irish Wish, new Netflix movie, March 15th, and St. Patrick's Day are the 2 inspirations for this video. I felt like it was a wonderful time for us to dig into some Irish romances. Little reading vlog for some Irish romances. Yes, please. So we've got 3 Irish romances that I'm hoping that I can get through before this video has to go up. We have The Rebound by Catherine Walsh, which will be the first book that we're going to read because it's the one that I'm so excited about. And it's just right up the little cozy alley that I'm in, seeing as the last book I finished was Practice Makes Perfect, and it just feels like it's going to fit into that little cozy vibe that I'm already in. The next one will be A Wild Irish Rose by Ava Miles. And this one is in a series of, I believe, interconnected standalones. But this one is book 1 in that series. And I think it might be the only one that has to do with Ireland or anything Irish. But I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. But that will be book number 2. And book number 3 is going to be Irish by Brittanee Nicole. And I love the way Brittanee Nicole spells her name because she's got double E's at the end. Like moi. That's so cute. I've never seen Brittanee spelled that way, but I am super excited for that one because I have literally never read an Italian mafia Irish mob book before. Like, it's never been in my repertoire. So this will be the first one if I can get to it. I'm kind of excited, kind of nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous, but I'm kind of excited, kind of nervous about it. So yes, let's talk about the book that we're going to be first going into. And also, all of these are available on Kindle Unlimited. So you know what to do. If you've got Kindle Unlimited, all 3 of these, they're available. They're there for the taking, okay? But the first one that we're going to be talking about is The Rebound. That's the first one that we're going to go into, and I'll tell you about the other 2 when we get to them. But since this will be the first one I'm reading, I want to go ahead and give you a little synopsis on some of the things that I know just by reading the about. It follows Abby Reynolds, and she is headed back to her hometown in Ireland after finding herself unemployed, homeless, and single, when she really should have been in her loft apartment in Manhattan sipping coffee with her fiance. So, super excited to find out what happened there. Why are we newly single? What happened to our job? Why are we out of our home? Like, what's going on? But she's headed to Ireland, or she goes to Ireland, because that's where she was born and raised. And she ends up meeting tall, dark, and absurdly hot, is what they called him. Tall, dark, and absurdly hot Luke. I think they had a little thing the first night that they met, because the next day she realizes, oh, wait a minute. I know him. We were childhood friends. You see that? Childhood friends and lovers. Oh. We were childhood friends. I'm pretty sure we took a bath together as children. That's so cute. First of all, that's adorable. But second of all, childhood friends to lovers trope. I'm here for it. However, she seems to be trying to hold up a facade that she is not newly single and that she still is this great Manhattanite that all of the people in Ireland seem to, or all of the people in her little small town, because there's a small town also, but all the people in this small town seem to think that she's this Manhattanite that is supposed to be getting married like within the year. But she feels like Luke would be her perfect rebound. Hence the name of the, yeah. Okay, doing too much. I'm sorry. She seems to think that Luke will be her perfect rebound, but in order for her to have him, she needs to be upfront to everyone that, yeah, that she's kind of I wouldn't say failed at life, because that's not, but she seems to think that she's failed because of all the things that are going on. So that is a synopsis. From the reviews, I can see small town, boy next door, childhood friends and lovers. It is a romantic comedy, so they were talking about like that. A lot of people were talking about how they would haha out loud, laugh out loud, funny. So I'm really excited about that. And it's a slow burn. So that being said, I didn't see anything about spice. So I don't know if there is going to be any, but if there is, I'd be really excited about it. I don't know. But if there isn't, that's fine too. Not every book needs to have spice, okay? I'm sure it's gonna be great anyways. They all don't need it, okay? They all don't need it. It's fine. But yeah, we're gonna go into the Rebound. I'm gonna pull that up. I am going to be reading on Kindle Unlimited, but I don't actually have a Kindle itself. I read it on my tablet. This is me looking up the Netflix Irish Wish. I wanted to make sure I knew what the name was called. But come on, Lindsay Lohan, she's back. Back and better than ever. We love to see it. So here we are, the Rebound. I'm so excited. So let's get into this. We're gonna go get comfy. All right, it is currently 10:48 and I have just been lounging around for the last 2-ish hours reading. I am 50% of the way done and I have about an hour and 5 minutes left of the book. So this is definitely a one-day read. If you have the time, if you have like 3 hours to just kind of chill out and read, you can probably get this one done in a single day. I most likely will finish it before I go to bed tonight, but I'm going to try and go to bed once I'm feeling tired because I still work tomorrow morning. I've got to be up at 6 a.m. so I don't want to stay up too late, but let's be honest. I'm going to. I'm going to stay up and I'm probably going to finish this, but I might not pick up the camera after that, so I won't give another update until tomorrow. And I want to kind of just give some of the things that I'm thinking of right now. One, this book is so fun. Like my feet are literally kicking. I am laughing out loud. Like it's such a fun book. There are so many really likable characters. The main guy, he's been kind of good, but surprisingly he's not in this book as much as you would think he's in this book. Like this doesn't even feel that much like a genuine, I don't know, romance. He's in it sometimes and he's like very fun, but you are dealing with a lot more of her and her feelings and what she's going through mentally and emotionally. So it's still very fun and I really like the main character, the male character, Luke. He's been nice, and just like I haven't had a single character that I don't like. Maybe her sister a little bit because I'm not really sure what her sister's problem is. So Louise might be the one character that I'm not like, that I don't like as much, but the rest of the characters have been like super amazing, super great. There is, however, a trope in this one that I do not like, and it is a little bit of a struggle. It's a little bit of a struggle, and it's the miscommunication trope. We all hate it, almost all of us, but why is it even there? Why is it even a thing? Like, you know what I love though? These characters, they are the same age as me. So they're like just hitting 30 years old, about to be 30. And that is actually, I love that. But as an almost 30-year-old, why are we having miscommunication tropes at, this grown age? But that's just toxic. I don't know. it's not even miscommunication. It's almost like she's hiding it. Like, just doesn't want to be open and honest. So she says something else. And you're like, why did you even say that thing? Like, you're 30, girly. I'm gonna need you to be upfront and open and honest with what's going on. You don't have to, like, you know, tattle on someone else, but you can definitely say something along the lines. I don't know. Anyways, that's the only thing that I don't like, and it's actually happened like 2 or 3 times already. We've had like 2 or 3 separate instances of miscommunication. When she said slow burn, she meant slow burn, but this isn't slow burn. This is annoying. And it's only those parts, because it's only the miscommunication parts. Everything else about the book is amazing. But it's like, you get to a miscommunication part and you're like, why? Why'd you do that? For what reason and what purpose? Okay, whatever, it's fine. We're gonna get past it. Okay, whatever. Another miscommunication. Why? Why? We were doing so good. We were giggling. We were laughing. We were having a grand old time. Why did you throw another miscommunication at me? Okay, we're back at it. We're back at a grand old time. We're having the time of our lives. We're giggling it up. And another miscommunication. Why? Okay, anyways, I already know that this has, you know, she's got an ex-fiance, and I already know. I'm not even going to spoil because this is spoiler free, but I'm telling you, I'm giving like what I think is going to happen. And I can guarantee her ex-fiance is going to show up near the end of this. And there's going to be some type of miscommunication again. Oh my gosh. But either way, I'm enjoying. I'm having a good old grand old time. We are halfway done. I'm going to finish off the rest of it because like I said, I've got an hour and 5 minutes left in the book. So I'm probably going to finish it today. If not, it'll be wrapped up like that tomorrow. And we will be moving on to the second book. And I will be giving you final thoughts. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow. It is the next day. It is about 4:30 p.m. And yeah, I had work today, but I also got a tiny bout of heat exhaustion at work today. I don't have a lot of energy right now. I'm just very like mellow and low and not all there. But I kind of just want to relax. I want to lay down and I want to read. I want to finish reading The Rebound. I am 68% done. It says I have about 40 minutes left. Like 39 or 38 minutes, I think. But yeah, we're 68% of the way through. And I've been enjoying it so far. They're at a point where miscommunication number 3 has wrapped up. And hopefully moving forward, things will be a little better. But yeah, I've got about 80 pages and I'm excited to give final thoughts after this one. So let's do that. Okay, I just finished. As you can tell, my mood is way better than it was earlier. I've got more energy. I'm a little more lively. There was something that happened in what I would assume is the last or second to last page in the book, because it literally was at the very ending. But something that happened that just gave me all the butterflies and the feels and just kind of wrapped up the book in a way that just made me feel so good about myself. But I'm only going to give this one a 3.5 stars because I am just so not a fan of miscommunication tropes. And there were so many miscommunications that it just felt like a majority of the book, they were at odds with each other. Like, there were just so many problems between them that it kind of made it hard a little bit to like be like, I'm rooting for you, you've got this, you guys are gonna be together happy forever after. A little bit hard to do that because there was just so much miscommunication throughout the entire book, but the ending was satisfying. I really enjoyed it and I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars. It was just a really good one, but not like great or one of my favorite things that I've ever read. But I would still like to buy it because since I read it and I enjoyed it, I want to own it. So I'm definitely going to be buying this one so that I can have, you know, physical copy. But book number 1 is done, and I'm feeling the Irish vibes. Ireland is growing on me. It's growing on me. So, next one that we're going to be reading is The Wild Irish Rose. This one has billionaire, it has enemy to lover, it's got forced proximity, like, ooh, I'm so excited. I don't think I've really read like a billionaire story before, so this one's gonna check off a couple boxes that I haven't had. And it follows billionaire Trevor Merriam, who is sent to purchase the land that Becca O'Neill's bed and breakfast is in. So her bed and breakfast is in Ireland. He gets sent by his brother to Ireland to basically get her to sign over her land or sell her land that has her bed and breakfast on there. But she refuses to sell it to him because he's trying to purchase her land. Like, excuse me, rude. And she's got like this like petting zoo of animals. No, that's not a petting zoo. She's got these animals. She's got a cat, a dog, I think is what the other one was, and an alpaca. And there are some misadventures between our billionaire and the alpaca, which I think is gonna be so funny. But he ends up finding that he wants her a lot more than he wants the land that he's trying to buy from her. So I'm really excited for this one. It had some really good reviews on Amazon. So let's get into Wild Irish Rose. All right, I am in the middle of editing another video that's going to be going up before this one, but I wanted to come in and just give an update on Wild Irish Rose. I didn't get to really read yesterday. I think I read one chapter while I was like waiting for an appointment that I had, and that was it. Otherwise, I was busy all day. But anyways, today I am editing the video, and while I wait for things to kind of like download and copy and whatever, I brought up the book again. It says that I am 35% complete, but that is not true because I'm on page 307 out of 358. And I am really, really enjoying this book. I will say it is so insta-love, it's not even funny. Like, they said I love you in like 3 days. Like, it's that crazy of an insta-love. But other than that, if I can push that away from my mind and not think about that insta-love, it is so incredible. I am eating this up. Like, the insta-love is the only thing that would get me to drop a rating for this, because this is giving me like, it's giving me so many vibes. I love how absolutely supportive everyone in this book is. There is talk of some very heavy trauma and agoraphobia, which isn't a topic that I'm very familiar with, and I've never seen it in a book before, so it's so refreshing to see it in this one. And the way that it's handled, it's just so beautifully done. And I like that it's not a savior thing. Like, he can't save her from that. And she thought he could, but he can't. And that's so nice to see that the book is handling it in that way, where it's like, it's not romanticizing this, you know, trauma that she has and that she's dealing with. It's also not making him into a savior where like you can fall in love with someone and there goes all your mental health issues. Like, they're just out the window. Like, no, that's not how it works. And so it's handling it so well. And yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it. I only have about 50 pages left, probably less than that, because that includes like acknowledgements and like all types of credity type things in the back. So I am really, really close to finishing. This is making me, I know this is all like, you know, St. Patrick's Day, and so we're reading very Irish books. And this one too, I was gonna say, is so much more Irish than The Rebound. The Rebound, when I was reading it, and I forgot to mention it, when I was reading it, it felt American. It just felt like all the things that they were saying were things that would come straight out of my mouth. There was no slang or like nothing, just felt like Irish. It didn't feel like I was reading an Irish book, except for the fact that it was set in Ireland. Like, that's it. But this one feels so much more Irish. There's so many like things that they've mentioned and places and mythologies that are very Irish that just feels, I don't know, it just feels more organic and more like they either did their research or this person's actually from Ireland. I don't know, or the author, excuse me, or this author is actually from Ireland. I don't know, but yeah, I'm really enjoying this. And while I'm waiting for things to kind of like download and whatnot, I'm going to continue reading. Also, this is spicy. but like not too spicy. It doesn't go into like super deep detail, but they've you know, they've spiced it up a couple times. They've done their due diligence, and I'm enjoying it. Also, I've shed tears. I cried this morning because I started reading it as soon as I woke up in the morning, and I was actually crying while my fiance is literally laying next to me. Like, it's so funny. I hid it because I was like, he's not about to catch me crying at like 8 o'clock in the morning while I'm reading a book. It was so powerful for me. I didn't think that I was going to have this much of a love and an impact as I am from this book. So yeah, that is making me want to read, because this is the Miriam, so that's the family. I don't remember if I spoke about this because it's been a couple days since I started reading it, but the Miriams is a family of siblings, and this one is all on, oh my gosh, what is his name? I've been thinking of so many books lately. We've got Becca and, oh my god, Trevor. His name is Trevor. This one focuses on Trevor, who is, he's like a middle child, and he has some siblings that have come to visit them, and I want to read their stories because they're so sweet and incredible. And he's also got 2 siblings that are very much not, but I still want to see if they fall in love. Like, you could be, you know, a harsh character, but you got your redemption, and I'm in for it, and I want you to have your romance. So I don't know, this has just been such a fun time. But I will catch you all up once I am done. Good morning. Okay, it's the next day. I did finish Wild Irish Rose yesterday, so I'm going to talk about that in just a second. But today is going to hopefully be the last day of this reading vlog, because I need to go ahead and edit and get this posted before the weekend comes. And we're going to be reading Irish today, which is the one that I'm most nervous about, because it'll be my very first mafia mob kind of story, and I'm really excited about it. But before I do, let's talk about Wild Irish Rose. Also, I am so apologize if you can hear my washer in the background, but I am washing clothes today. But Wild Irish Rose, where do we begin? So good. Oh my gosh, I loved this story way more than I thought that I was going to. Even after I had started reading it, I didn't think that it was going to be as good as it was, and it was incredible. I was in bed yesterday. I don't remember if I said it in the last clip, but I was in bed yesterday. My fiance is sleeping next to me, and I'm reading early in the morning, and I'm literally crying. I had tears coming down my eyes because of how emotional this book is. So I absolutely loved it. I am absolutely going to be reading the rest of them in the series, because I want to know what happens to the rest of them. And if the epilogue is anything to take, it means that the next story has to do with one of the sisters and a famous country singer. Or I don't know if he's country. I think he's a country singer, but a famous country singer. And I'm going to eat that up because I love me some country, please. I'm so excited. But anyways, on to the story. Trevor and Becca. Oh my goodness. When I tell you that Trevor is so swoon-worthy, he is just absolutely delectable. I wanted him to be mine so bad. So bad. I loved him so much. He was so loving and so caring and just thoughtful, and everything that Becca was going through with her agoraphobia, he was it. He was there for her, period. Oh my gosh. Okay, I loved it so much. My only thing that I did not like was the insta love of this story. They were literally telling each other that I love you within days of meeting. So I had to push that to the back of my mind and like hide that away, because that's a huge nope for me. I feel like things take time, and that did not take time. But for the plot and everything of the story, it kind of made sense. It made sense that things had to be a little rushed, because they didn't have all the time in the world. Like, this is something that was happening within weeks, maybe even within like 2 weeks. This entire story takes place, which is crazy. Yeah, wild, because I think this is like a 350-ish page story, so for all of this to be taking place within 2 weeks, like it had to be something that was like very fast and insta-lovey. But otherwise, everything else was just delicious. Even the siblings, like almost all of the siblings got involved in the story in some way. And even the siblings that were like the hard butts and they were just like, I don't know, they were like stubborn and brick walls, and you know, they were like kind of emotionless in the story. I still want to know what their book is about. I want to know who they fall in love with, who it makes them get their soft heart. Like it's just, oh my gosh. Okay. The only thing I didn't love too was that the epilogue does not talk about the couple in our book. So once the story ends with, you know, their resolution, you don't actually get to see anything. But I have a feeling that we'll be seeing our couple in some of the other books. The way that the siblings were so intertwined in this one, I'm sure that Trevor and Becca will be intertwined in some of their books in the future, and we'll see more of them. But yeah. Oh, I loved it, loved it, loved it. I'm going back and forth with ratings right now. So hopefully by the end of this, I will have a rating for you. I just don't have it right now because I'm not sure how high I want to put this. The insta-love is the part that's really just hurting me so much, or hurting my rating so much. But everything else was so delicious. The spicy scenes, they were spicy, but not too spicy. They weren't super detailed. It doesn't say any inappropriate language. But you know what's happening. And it was just so fun. And like, you know, it plays on your own imagination for you to come up with what's going on. But yeah, so far, Wild Irish Rose is my favorite of the two. So let's get into Irish. That is a stunning cover. And if I end up really enjoying this, I would love to buy this because of how beautiful that cover is. I'm trying to not get my ring light in it, but it is stunning. And the top says, "She stole my heart like a little thief, and now she'll pay the price." Okay, we're gonna get into this. I will catch you guys a little later. 2 more things to add. One, there are content warnings. So if this is a book that you're interested in reading, I would heavily, heavily check the trigger warnings for this one. It's a mafia romance, mob romance. Irish mob, Italian mafia. Yeah, it's a mafia and mob romance. So there's obviously gonna be some pretty like heavy and dark themes. Check your trigger warnings. But on a lighter note, there's a playlist. So I'm excited to listen to all of these and see how they fit this story. There are more chapters than there are songs, so I'm assuming that it's not song, chapter. But I can already see Fast Car by Luke Combs. Fast Car by Luke Combs. Stop. Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo. Okay. You and I by One Direction. What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything. Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Green Day. This book is touching on my early 2000s childhood here, please. They've got The Fray on here. Green Eyes by Coldplay. Okay, I think those are the only ones that I actually recognize, but there are 43 songs on this playlist, so it's like 2 pages. And I'm so excited to listen to all the songs that I don't recognize and see how they match. That's so fun. I've just finished some lunch and I wanted to do a quick update because I'm at that 100-page mark. I'm at page 103 and I'm very much enjoying this. This has been really, really fun. Fun in some instances and then really hard in some other instances, but in a way that I think is very manageable for me. Definitely check your trigger warnings because somewhere around page 87, I think it was, there was an instance that was the trigger warnings, and for me it's a topic that I really just it can be uncomfortable. It can be very uncomfortable. It has to do with children and abuse, but it was done in a really tasteful way that builds backstory to our main female character, Ellie. Her name is something else, but I can't remember what it is because her nickname is Ellie, and that's what Frank usually uses to reference her. Ellie, she's got a lot going on. She's a little serial killer, all right? But not because she wants to be, but because she has to be. She does have 2 boys, and you know, it's her job to protect these 2 boys and her sister also. So she does whatever she needs to protect them, even if that means, you know, taking out heads of other gangs and mob bosses and mafia leaders, because her husband, who is the lead of like an Italian mafia, he wants them out of the picture, and he uses her to do it. So she's learned all of these ways to, you know, get rid of people without leaving a trace, but the FBI is definitely on her back. So there's a lot to this story, a lot of action and adventure. It's a lot of action. It's good. It's really, really good. There has been no spice up until this point, and we're 103 pages in, which is kind of a good thing to me. I feel like that makes the story a little bit more believable. Makes the story more believable. Makes me want things to happen instead of them giving it to me upright. So there is quite a bit of a slow burn here. If 100 pages in, we still haven't gotten anything. And still to this point, we're not getting anything. I don't think we'll get anything for another like 100 pages or so, but that's fine in this instance because there's a lot of layers that need to be pulled away from these characters for them to build trust with, you know, everything that's going on. This is mafia, this is mob, this is, you know, people are being unalived left and right. So it's like a really great take on all of that. But our main guy, Frank, I really enjoy him. He is doing a wonderful job with the boys, with Ellie's boys, and she's seeing it and she's like, give me more. And I'm saying give me more also. But yeah, that is where I'm at right now. I'm really, really enjoying this story. I'm gonna continue going because I really want to try and finish this today. And I think I can. It's only 2:30 in the afternoon. As you can see, it's a very bright, cheery day outside, and we have 2/3 left to go, so let's go. I did it. I finished all 3 books for the reading vlog. Okay, last wrap up that we have is Irish. Whew. That was a roller coaster ride that I was not ready for, but it was so good. Irish follows Irish, whose name is actually Frank McGabe, which, tell me if I'm wrong, but is Frank an Irish name? Because I don't know. Is that an Irish name? But whatever. Either way, I wish that he had a different name than Frank, but regardless, he's a 40-year-old man. He can have whatever name suits him. I guess Frank is a good 40-year-old man name. I don't know. But either way, Frank McGabe or Frank Irish. Irish was the name that was given to him as a child as a nickname by the grandmother of our main female character, whose name is Elena. I couldn't remember what it was, but it's Elena, and he calls her Ellie. And so that's just the name that he calls her throughout the entire story. But they have a wonderful, wonderful romance. I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed how caring Irish was, how he was willing to take on her family, take on her children, take on her sister. And I really enjoyed how much she was willing to go through for her children and for her sister. And it was such a really well told story. Hard themes, but not super often. I think it was only like maybe 2 or 3 times in the whole of the story that those like really strong trigger warning themes really came into play. The ending though, crazy, because I don't want to spoil anything, but a lot of people were unalived. A lot of people, all because they played a role in her pain in some type of way. Even someone that just like double crossed her. unalived because they caused her pain in some type of way. So if you're into that kind of story, then this one is definitely up your alley. If you're into some incredibly spiciness, this one is totally up your alley. This book is the spiciest of all three that I've read. And I have nothing wrong with the spiciness whatsoever. I found some of the conversations that they had during the spice was a little cringy. Not my favorite thing. Some things don't need to be said. But regardless, I still really enjoyed them. And I was just like gawking the entire time that I was reading all of the spice scenes. It was a good old time. Okay. For what it was just fun and just a good old time. But yeah. 2, like the first 100 pages had 0 spice. Like he mentioned one word and I was like, ooh, okay. And that was it. Like for the first 100 pages. Probably actually I think the first like 150 pages, there was absolutely no spice. It was just lots of longing and loving and wanting to do right by each other. And then once it hit that like almost 200 page mark, somewhere around like 180 maybe, and it was just spice after spice after spice the rest of the time. And I am not complaining. I am warning. Just warning you that it is spice after spice after spice. But yeah, that was so much fun. I really want to do something like this again with like a reading vlog that's themed around something. I love that these were all anything that had to do with Ireland or like being Irish. I thought it was so much fun in, you know, preparation of St. Patrick's Day coming up. So if you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe and give me some other themes for, you know, book reading vlogs that we can do because this was a ton of fun. And overall, I'm going to give every single one of these books 3.5 stars. That's going to be across the board. I really liked all of these. So 3.5 stars. All right. Thank you so much for watching and I'll catch you guys next time.